friends, welcome to Little Art Explorers. Today, we're going to have fun with texture. Texture has to do with the way things feel and how they appear, their appearance. So sometimes things are rough, or they're smooth, they can be shiny or dull. All these things are texture. So when it comes to art, you can add texture to your art by pasting things in your drawing, for example. So you can use pieces of paper or glitter or other kinds of materials. Or you can also just draw the texture. This is called implied texture. So you use different types of shapes and lines to make sure that your drawing looks like it has texture or gives the appearance of texture. This is what we're gonna do today. First, let me start by making a few lines on this T over here. I'm gonna add horizontal lines to it. When you do texture, you often use patterns, which means you repeat shapes or you repeat forms or lines in order to achieve it. There you go, I did horizontal and then I did vertical lines, which are the up and down lines. See, now the T is not as flat. I'm gonna keep doing different patterns and different applications in the letters, and then I'll show you how it comes up, okay? Okay, so now we're done. As you can see, the different letters have different patterns, different lines, and it makes them feel like they have texture. So here's just vertical and horizontal lines. These are some organic lines, little curvy lines, and like more curves. This one's a pattern in which you like overlap rectangles and then put the little dots to make it look like almost like metal panels or something. You can just use lines. Again, like different types of like curvy lines, like U's and double U's and stuff like that. And all of this adds texture to your letters. Now, you can also use texture to show what kind of material you're drawing. So for example, if you're making wood, you can use squiggly lines like this. It's really squiggly, but they don't all have to be the same. You can do spirals, which are sometimes in bark too. Different organic shapes to give the appearance of wood. See? Now, if you were drawing, for example, a piece of glass or something shiny, you could use inclined lines like this one. You put them separate, and it makes it look like it's shiny. If you were drawing, for example, a stone wall, you can draw the stones. It could be circular too, and making them uneven, but so you have the stones. And the idea is to use texture to make your pictures more interesting or have fun with it. Stones are usually a little rigid, so add a little bit of cracks. so we have that. Now, let's make another surface. How about bricks? When you have bricks, it's going to be a little similar to this. So you first make horizontal lines, then you add vertical ones, but they have to be overlapping like this, because that's usually how they add bricks, or how they set them up when they're putting them in a wall. And now we're gonna add lines from big to small over here. Again, this is all to add some interest to it and more texture. And we can use a few lines like this just to add shade too. And there you go. And then again, these ones are not usually perfect, so you can just make little lines too. And just like you did here. Same for that has like a few nooks and crannies. Alright, so there you go. That's a way to draw a wall that has bricks. Now, we can also use texture to make hair or fur. So let's assume this is a face and we're gonna make some hair. Here we just do crinkly lines. There we go. And that's the woman's hair. Now let's assume we're drawing a cat over here. So I'm gonna make his eyes. Let's say that's the cat, but we wanted to have some texture. So we're gonna outline the ears. But for the rest of it, we're just gonna make hair. And to make hair, we're gonna do little lines. So the hair of the cat's gonna go up here. And it's gonna go sideways over here. So you can see here, I'm gonna just keep adding hair up, 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 and sideways. So little lines. Give that texture to your cat and make him fluffy. And over here, say his wider. You can just leave it like that. Now let's add hair to the ears too. Just do like 3 little lines there. See, so you added texture to him. Now he looks a little bit fluffier. Aside from walls and surfaces, you can also add texture to the ground, for example. So let's say this is sand, and we're gonna add little dots. This is a technique called stippen. So that people can tell that this is sand. You don't have to like do it on the whole thing, but you can add dots here and there. And then it's more clear that it's a sandy beach. You can also use patterns to create texture in leaves, for example. So let's create a bush by just making curvy lines like this. So we add There you go. So you see, this pattern created a bush. We can also make grass somewhere. Let's see, let's make the letters be on top of grass. So to create grass, you just have to do lines. Go up. See? There you go, it's textured glass. Grass is not always the same size or anything, so there you go. I think we're done for today. As you can see, you can use different lines and different shapes to add texture to your drawings. Now that you've practiced a little bit, perhaps you can add some texture to your next drawing. Will it be some brick or wood or glass? Maybe lots of fur? It's time to have fun. Thanks a lot for joining us, and we hope to see you again soon. Bye-bye.